Okay, so in my next video, I'm now going to have a look at how I go about making my quiz into more of a structured form, because one of the things that needs to happen once I've put all my questions in, I then need to send my questions to a screen where I'm going to actually have a go at answering and deciding if they are correct or not. So within our HTML skills, we can look up HTML forms on W3 Schools, and we can see that actually forms are a whole separate section that we can have a go at typing out. So we're going to learn a bit more about how forms work. We're going to learn a bit more about actions down the line as well. And we're going to use this one as our starting point. So we're just going to literally take some code over for now. And where we're going to put this is just before the beginning of the table, because that's where the form is actually going to begin. And I'm going to have my variable, my page is going to go to one called results.php. Now, I'm not going to make that yet. It's not actually going to exist, but it's just there for when I actually come to use it. And then I'm going to have the closing tag of a form as well at the bottom to show that it's now finished. Now, but every form needs a submit button, and you can decide how you want to structure yours, whether you want to put it inside or outside the table. Just for the sake of argument today, I'm going to put mine outside the table, and we'll have a look at what that looks like. And we can see that my submit button just sits there. So when the person's got their answers and want to see their score, they can press submit. The next part to this is that I'm then going to have different elements within my form. Now, if I want to have like a text box appear so they can type in an answer, then I would use something like this. So if we try this out, and I were to put this in here, what you would see is that Paris would change to this text box. It's got some different values attached to it, which I'll explain in a minute. What you can actually see this. It's called a text box. It's got a name. It's called first name, because when it gets passed to a form, we need to know what it's called. And it's got a value, and it's called Mickey. So we can see that Mickey's inside this text box. Now, because mine is a 4 multiple choice question quiz, actually a text item is probably not going to be the best one for that. I'll just go ahead and put Paris back in. If I actually have a look at form elements, I can see the different types that I have got available to me. And one of the ones that's going to be useful for this is if I have a option value. And if I use this one here, so select names, I'm going to place this just outside this row, and I'm going to call mine question 1. And I'm then going to have, after the row finishes, I'm going to have end in select, and then in here I'm going to have the option value. I'm going to close the option off. So my option value for this one is going to be Paris, and I'm going to repeat that for the other 4 questions. Bearing in mind that at the end, what I need to do is change my radio button. Values again. So this one's going to be London. You could keep the capitals if you want, but it's just going to be easier when we do the code for the next page. We've done this already. So let's go ahead and try this out. We can see here. Oh, that's a different kind of select option, actually. Oh, it's a radio. That's what I need. Oh, right. Okay. Right. I need a radio button. It's going to be very similar, so we might as well just find where it is. Input type. There we go. So we're going to change that to radio. So, well, you can see now how you do a drop-down list anyway. Let's put that one in there. Get rid of that. Don't need that. And the name of it, that's where we can call this Q1. And we're going to have the values here. Paris. London. Good. Copenhagen. See if that can give that a try. There we go. That's much better. There's my radio buttons I was looking for, so the person can choose the option that they wish. That'll do for this video. We'll go ahead and look at the next stage afterwards.